What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another exciting installment of the Blowfish Battle Network live Pokemon ORAS Wi-Fi battles. Actually, I lied. This is not a live battle. I mean, it's live because I'm sitting here talking to you. We got the base cam thing going on. I'm really far away. But the battle is pre-recorded versus a challenger, the Evil Magistrate on Tumblr, Puddz on here. If you haven't seen that already, check it out. I'm going to move this out of the recording screen. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Tonight, like I said, we have a challenger, but before we get started, please remember to hit that like button. It means a lot to me. You can hit it now, you can hit it at the end of the video, you can hit it whenever you stop watching the video. I don't care. I just would really appreciate if you hit the like button, because that's really why, anyway, it's kind of the main goal. Anyway, back on subject, for those of you who haven't noticed, we have a slightly different format. You can see this is the webcam window. I can move it around. Look at that, because I figured out how to do this really neat little trick. I'm following with my eyes, and it's making me look in different directions. But back to the matter at hand. We're going to put it right there. This is not a capture card video. Unfortunately, we still cannot get that because, as fate would have it, the guy who I'm looking into buying one from is not making them right now because he's taking a time out to figure out how to make one work on the new 3DS and get a better version for the 3DS XL. That being said, this is a pre-recorded battle on my phone. From the battle versus recorder, which is how I'm going to be doing these flashback videos, for lack of a better term. And this is what we're going to upload to the computer, and then we're going to do this because it's just a lot better than me looking into my phone. The sound quality is going to be a little bit better, and assuming we're recording sound, yeah, we're recording sound. Look at that, and that's that. And also what's really neat is down here below what you guys can see, I have a little control panel, and I can pause and start and stop the video whenever I see fit. So I can stop it, what? No, close. Daggone it. So I can do all kinds of neat little commentaries, and it's going to stop the video, and it's going to be so cool. Without further ado, we're going to jump right in versus Challenger Puddz. But before we do, we're going to go over our teams. As you can see, we have a few familiar faces. We have Penny the Jolteon. We have Jamie Foxx the Ninetales. Reptar the T-Tar, Garchomp the Garchomp. Puddz is bringing a Darkrai, which is horribly frightening, and Espeon, Charizard, Octillery, Miltank, and Muck. In this battle, I go ahead and leave with Jolteon because Jolteon is going to hit everything really, really hard. We have the Ghost Ball for the Espeon. We have Octillery and Charizard, which are weak to our stab moves, our Thunderbolt, and our Volt Switch. Everything else is probably just going to be a Volt Switch out into something else. So Penny is a just untouchable lead for this specific battle, so we're going to jump right into it. And our opponent today, there it is, it played. Our opponent today is going to be leading with a Muck. Here it is, blurry, there it is. It gets blurry later in the video, I apologize in advance. Here it is, the Muck. Now, we see the Muck, and just like I said, everything but the Charizard, the Espeon, and the Octillery, we're just going to Volt Switch out. Now, there it goes, pause. The Volt Switch out. My plan here from the get-go, as soon as I knew we were doing this Darkrai, when he told me he wanted a single Pokemon Ubers battle, he told me he was bringing Darkrai. I knew from the get-go I had to get rid of the Darkrai fast. So the plan right here is to bait the Darkrai out. Completely bait the Darkrai out. So we're going to Volt Switch. We're going to go into Mewtwo, because Mewtwo is obviously the best play because he is super effective against the Muck. And in doing so, we'll hopefully bait the Darkrai out, to which we can once again switch into Penny, whose T-Bolt should take out the Darkrai. That was the original plan, but that doesn't always work. I even go so far as to... see, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. We get the Toxic. Not we get the Toxic. He gets the Toxic off on us, and I'm going to move the webcam down here, actually. That seems like a better place. Now, at this point, I imagine my opponent was assuming I would switch out because he stays in, as opposed to coming into the Darkrai, which is completely immune to the cycle. I'm going to get into Mewtwo Y, which I highly, highly, highly prefer over Mewtwo X after I've looked at the stats, done some training, battling, blah, blah, blah. We go into Psystrike. Now, under normal circumstances, that Psystrike would have been an entirely wrong move to make. We know he has a Darkrai. I'm not used to these things. I am about baiting the Darkrai out. And that was a complete misplay on my part. I shouldn't have done Psystrike. We got lucky, and our opponent did not switch out. So we get the Psystrike off on the Muck. And it is going to be super effective from a Mega Mewtwo Y, and that Muck stands no chance at surviving that hit. None at all. So we take the toxic damage one more time. No big deal. We're going to take it. It's not all that much just yet. He brings out the Miltank, an unexpected play. I really was anticipating the Darkrai. No biggie. We're going to go ahead and Side Strike again. That should be a 2-hit KO on a Miltank. And I believe it was. It is. It is going to be a 2-hit KO. We outspeed. He gets the body slam off. No big deal. We're not going to catch paralysis. No way, because we're already poisoned. It gets a bit blurry here again. I'm so sorry. It's blurry. He gets the leftovers. Does not take him above half HP, which is fantastic, which means unless we get a stupidly low roll on this attack, the Side Strike is going to take him out. So here's the blurry Side Strike into the blurry shiny Miltank. And if you look at the blurry HP, you will see the Miltank falls to the Side Strike. So that takes 2 Pokemon off the list for us already. The Mewtwo lives on 1 HP with the poison. Oh my goodness, 1 HP with the poison. Here's the Darkrai. Finally, so we get the Shadow Ball out because we're not choiced. Oops, pointer's in there. So, Shadow Ball, we know we're dying. That's the thought behind it. We get the special D drop. The thought behind the Shadow Ball, I know we could have saved the Mewtwo for Death Fodder, but at this point we're already 2 Pokemon ahead, and he's got 1 HP, so there's really no point in doing it. I don't think so. Especially when we got the Shadow Ball, because I go for the Shadow Ball hoping for the special D drop. We get the special D drop on the Shadow Ball. How awesome is that? So here it is, the special D drop. Uses Dark Pulse, dead Mewtwo, hands down, no questions asked. So, at this point, we switch back into Penny, I believe was the play I made. There it is, we switch back into the Penny because I know for a fact with a special D-drop from this distance, or from this range, rather, I think it's accepted term, a Thunderbolt is going to destroy this Darkrai, and I was right. Darkrai is out. The original plan has been fulfilled. Darkrai is gone. Here's the Espeon. We are choiced into T-Bolt. I think we switch here because there's not much we can do to Espeon with a T-Bolt. We do switch out. There it is. We're going into the Cacturn in hopes that the Espeon is going to Psychic us, because Cacturn right there, this guy right here, he is a dark, grass? Dark, I don't know, he's got dark, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know he's got dark, I know Espeon's a Psychic, so we are going into the Cacturn, like I said, hoping for the Psychic, but boy, were we wrong. We catch a Dazzling Gleam, which is going to be super effective against us, and it takes us down to our Sash. No worries, we have Sucker Punch. He's going to Dazzling Gleam again because he's seeing it super effective. We know it's there. So there's a Sucker Punch, thinking I'm just going to get some damage off, but boom! Would you look at that? It is a 1-hit KO on this Espeon. Oh my goodness, that was so exciting. Oops, I paused it again. Now here is the Charizard. We go for one more Sucker Punch. That's really all we can do because there is nothing, absolutely nothing. See what's happening here? Mega Charizard Y. Now I'm going to pause for a second and break this down a little bit. I'm going to stay in with the Cacturn. On the chance that he's not going to do anything, or that Sucker Punch isn't going to have an effect because he's going to do something like, I don't know, rocks or something weird like that on a Charizard. But I'm not switching out. Excuse me, something in my throat. I got a tickle in my throat. I'm not switching out because they're going for the Sucker Punch because we know Cacturn's going to die. He's got 1 HP, just like the Mewtwo. There's no reason to save him for fodder. Just in case he does lay down rocks at this point with his Charizard, he's not going to work as good fodder anyway because he's going to get put in dead. We can't even Sucker Punch again. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the Cacturn fall because I think that is the best play to make. But we are going to go ahead and Sucker Punch just in case. And here it comes, the Drought. Oh, what I was getting at is we can't switch out because there's nothing on my team that wants to take a stabbed Flamethrower from a Mega Charizard Y in the sun, much less 2 if he outspeeds. So we're going to let Cacturn fall. We're going to go back into something we know that is going to outspeed this Charizard, which is going to be, once again, Penny, of all people. Penny Penny really pulled it his own way. That's what. So we Volt Switch out just in case because I was a little unsure that he was going to switch out on me. So we do go ahead and Volt Switch out of there. And that takes us into our T-Tar is what we go to get the Sandstream up. The original plan with the Sandstream, as always, is to immediately switch into the Garchomp and hope to put the Sandville to use. Really only like 1 out of 15 works, but it's still so much fun when it does. And we are down to the last Pokemon, his Octillery, who's going to hit us with an Octazooka. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we go to the Dragon Dance just in case we don't outspeed, but we do. We got to get that attack, +1 attack and the +1 speed. We already outspeed. I didn't think he was going to knock me out, even with the super effective Surf, which is why I stayed in, and we get the Dragon Dance off, which is fantastic. And then we're going to hit him with a not stabbed I think, neutral damage earthquake. But it is what it is, and coming up next, he didn't go for the surf. I don't know if he was expecting me to switch out and go to the Zuka thingy, but here's the surf right here. That takes us down to almost dead. Did a respectable amount of damage, but it is a T-Tar, and he's not going to take us. This last earthquake is going to take out this artillery, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the battle. Artillery falls to our not even Mega. I forgot to change the Mega Stone on my T-Tar. I was looking down and I went to use Rock Slide. I was like, I can't use Rock Slide. I don't have a Hard Stone. It doesn't boost the power of Rock moves. It still stab, but whatever. And I was just looking at that sad, unlit up Mega Evolution. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the battle. I could hit play again and we could watch it over again, but that would be ridiculous to do because we already went through it once. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it through to the end, as always, please remember to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share, yada yada yada, what have you, whatever you feel you need to do. And remember, I don't know where I was going with that. I just said and remember, and I didn't have anything to follow it up with. So anyway, thank you, Puddz, the Evil Magistrate, for your battle. I am always open for battles, you guys. You can contact me best on Tumblr or Twitter. Actually, best on Tumblr, just the actual Blowfish on Tumblr or the actual Blowfish on Twitter. It's all the same. I don't have any extra letters or numbers or anything weird like that. Go ahead and get in touch with me. I just shook the entire cabinet with my computers in. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Uh-oh. Where's it at? Uh-oh. This happened last time I tried to record the freaking thing. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. There it is. We're going to bring it back up here and hit stop, and hopefully it's not going to crash this time.